From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Massive wildfires in eastern Washington and other parts of the region are causing dangerous air quality in much of the Pacific Northwest and the northern Rockies. As sun rose on Thursday morning, weather satellites showed a massive area of smoke stretching from Washington, Oregon, and Idaho eastward into Montana. AccuWeather's air quality maps showed very unhealthy air quality in these areas, with pockets of dangerous air quality in Washington and Oregon. In Spokane, the AQI was 210 on Tuesday morning, and an air quality alert was issued. By Thursday morning, the AQI had fallen slightly to 141, which is still considered unhealthy. Air quality will remain unhealthy to very unhealthy in the city through the weekend. At that level, health effects will be immediately felt by sensitive groups who should avoid outdoor activity. Healthy individuals are likely to experience difficulty breathing and throat irritation. Residents in areas with very unhealthy AQI should stay indoors and reschedule outdoor activities. As the fires continue, they will loft smoke into the atmosphere in Washington and Oregon through the weekend. Fortunately for cities such as Seattle and Portland, westerly winds aloft will result in the smoke primarily being blown away from these areas, improving the air quality from what residents there experienced over the last couple of days. AccuWeather meteorologists are monitoring a tropical disturbance that may develop in the eastern Pacific and could eventually approach Hawaii. The tropical threat comes amid a busy Pacific hurricane season linked to the strengthening El Niño. El Niño is the warm phase of a recurring climate pattern in the tropical Pacific, which can last several months to more than a year and can vary in strength. El Niño typically favors above-average tropical activity in the eastern and central Pacific and tends to suppress activity in the Atlantic. As El Niño continues to strengthen, the eastern Pacific remains active with 7 named storms, including 2 hurricanes so far this season. Of the 2 hurricanes, Genevieve reached Category 5 intensity with maximum sustained winds of 160 miles per hour during the last week of July. Only Fausto has crossed Hawaii's longitude so far this season. The weakening tropical storm passed well north of the islands in late July, limiting its effects to increased waves and isolated showers. After a lull during the first week of August, signs point to tropical activity increasing again in the eastern Pacific. AccuWeather lead hurricane expert Alex De Silva said, "We are monitoring 2 areas in the eastern Pacific for possible tropical development during the second week of August. One could encounter steering winds that guide it toward Hawaii." AccuWeather meteorologists have identified August 10th through the 12th as the most likely window for the tropical wave to develop. De Silva said that if this wave develops, steering winds could bring impacts to Hawaii around August 14th and 15th. A tropical storm or hurricane could track close enough to Hawaii to produce dangerous seas and surf, heavy rain, flash flooding, and locally damaging winds. Even without becoming a named storm, a strong tropical wave could increase trade winds and bring more frequent showers and thunderstorms to parts of the islands. AccuWeather meteorologists currently assess a medium chance that the tropical wave will develop. The next named storm in the eastern Pacific will be Hernan. AccuWeather is projecting 17 to 22 named storms in the eastern Pacific and 4 to 7 in the central Pacific this season. Of those, 9 to 13 could become hurricanes in the eastern Pacific and 2 to 4 in the central Pacific. The eastern and central Pacific hurricane basins are divided at 140 degrees west longitude. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and you can stay weather aware with the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, be safe, and I'll be back on Monday with more from AccuWeather.